The world can be a vast and mysterious place. Sometimes events occur that defy easy explanation. They leave behind a chilling silence, a void where answers should be. One such event captured global attention. Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 vanished. It disappeared without a discernible trace. This is a story of that disappearance. The date was March 8, 2014. A Boeing 777, a marvel of engineering. It carried 239 souls, people from all walks of life, each with a story, a destination, a future. These futures were abruptly, inexplicably altered. The aircraft became a ghost, a phantom of the skies, leaving behind only questions and a profound sense of loss. This event was more than a news headline. It became a modern legend, a puzzle with too many missing pieces. In an age of constant surveillance, how could a colossal machine simply vanish? This question echoed around the globe. It continues to echo even today. Kuala Lumpur International Airport, a hub of human movement, a gateway to the world. The night of March 7th, leading into the 8th. It was like any other busy evening. Passengers gathered, a tapestry of lives. Some were returning home, others embarked on new adventures. Families, business travelers, holidaymakers, they checked in their luggage. They passed through security, unaware. The air hummed with the quiet energy of travel. The crew of MH370 prepared meticulously. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, an experienced pilot. First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, young and capable. They conducted their pre-flight checks, a routine they had performed countless times. The Boeing 777-200ER stood ready, its powerful engines silent for now. Fueled and catered, it awaited its passengers, a metal giant, soon to take to the darkened sky. No one could foresee the journey's end, or its profound lack of one. Boarding commenced shortly after midnight. Passengers filed onto the aircraft, finding their seats, stowing their carry-on bags, the cabin filled with muted conversations, the clicking of seatbelts, a familiar sound, perhaps a child's excited chatter, or a weary traveler settling in for the night flight. The powerful Rolls-Royce Trent engines roared to life, a deep rumble felt by all on board. MH370 taxied slowly from the gate. It made its way to the designated runway. The lights of the airport streaked past the windows, a final glimpse of the familiar world. Air traffic control gave clearance for takeoff. The pilots acknowledged, their voices calm. Everything appeared perfectly normal. A standard departure into the Malaysian night. The aircraft was a beacon of light moving steadily. With immense thrust, the Boeing 777 accelerated. It hurtled down the illuminated strip, then a gentle lift. The aircraft was airborne at 41 minutes past midnight local time. It climbed gracefully into the dark sky. The city lights of Kuala Lumpur dwindled below, becoming a glittering carpet, then fading into blackness. The aircraft ascended to its cruising altitude, 35,000 feet above the sleeping world. The stars above, the dark ocean far beneath, a lone traveler in the vast expanse of night. The flight path was routine, northeast towards Vietnamese airspace. The mood in the cabin likely settled. Some passengers might have drifted to sleep. Others perhaps watched movies or read. The cabin crew would have begun their service. Soft drinks, a quiet word. As MH370 approached the edge of Malaysian airspace, it was time for a standard handover. Lumpur Air Traffic Control prepared to pass the flight to their counterparts in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. This is a routine procedure, a digital handshake. The pilots maintain contact, confirming their position, ensuring a seamless transition across borders. At 1:19 local time, a crucial exchange occurred. Malaysian control radioed the aircraft, instructing them to contact Ho Chi Minh. The response from MH370 was clear and seemingly innocuous. "Good night, Malaysian 370. These were the last words heard from the cockpit, spoken calmly without any hint of distress, or so it appeared on the surface. The voice was later identified as likely co-pilot Farik Hamid, a standard sign-off, a routine farewell. Yet these words would become haunting, replayed countless times, analyzed for any inflection, any hidden meaning, any clue. They marked the moment MH370 crossed a threshold from a normal flight into the realm of the unknown. The aircraft never checked in with Vietnamese controllers. It simply disappeared from their radar screens. Moments after that final calm transmission, Its transponder, which communicates its identity and altitude, stopped transmitting. The secondary surveillance radar blip vanished. One moment it was there, a known entity. The next, just empty sky on the controller's display. This was the first stark indication that something was terribly, catastrophically wrong. On March 8, 2014, news spread like wildfire. A Malaysian Airlines Boeing 777 was missing. Families gathered at airports in Kuala Lumpur and Beijing, faces etched with anxiety, then disbelief. The airline struggled to provide information. The aircraft had vanished, and the search began. One of the largest search efforts in history followed. Dozens of countries offered assistance. The search initially focused on the South China Sea. Military radar data suggested the aircraft had turned back. The search area shifted to the southern Indian Ocean. With no wreckage and no definitive answers, theories about MH370's fate began to multiply. They ranged from the plausible to the highly improbable. Mechanical failure was an early consideration. A catastrophic event, like a fire or decompression, something that could disable the crew and systems, perhaps a structural issue unique to this aircraft. Investigators pored over the Boeing 777's safety record. They looked for any precedent, any similar incident. But the aircraft's known path after losing contact, this deliberate deviation, made simple failure less likely. It suggested control, at least for a time. The actions of the pilots came under intense scrutiny. The theory of pilot suicide, or a deliberate act by one or both, this was a deeply uncomfortable yet necessary line of inquiry. Captain Zaharia Ahmad Shah's home flight simulator contained plotted courses over the southern Indian Ocean. This discovery fueled intense speculation. However, no clear motive was ever established. And such theories inflict profound pain on grieving families. The possibility of hijacking was also explored by passengers or even stowaways, but no group claimed responsibility. No demands were ever made. Then there were the more unconventional theories. Some speculated about a cyber attack, the aircraft systems being remotely compromised, a so-called ghost flight controlled by unseen hands. Others pointed to geopolitical intrigue, a secret mission, a valuable cargo, a political target. These ideas, while dramatic, lacked concrete evidence. They often spiraled into complex conspiracy theories involving governments and shadowy organizations. Years passed since that fateful night in March 2014. The official large-scale underwater search concluded in 2017. Fragments of the aircraft began to appear, washed ashore on distant coastlines. A flaperon found on Reunion Island in July 2015 was confirmed to be from MH370. Other pieces of debris later surfaced in Mozambique, Tanzania, Mauritius, and South Africa. The damage patterns on the flaperon indicated a high-speed, uncontrolled descent into the ocean. The discovery locations helped refine drift models, confirming a crash in the southern Indian Ocean. The Malaysian government indicated openness to new, credible evidence. The world still waited for a breakthrough. And most importantly, where are the 239 souls? The disappearance of MH370 is more than an aviation mystery. It is a profound human tragedy, a stark reminder of our vulnerabilities. The sky, once a symbol of boundless possibility, became a symbol of loss and the unknown. Even a giant airliner, tracked by sophisticated systems, could simply vanish. This realization prompted calls for improved tracking technology. The impact on the families is immeasurable. They have endured years of uncertainty, of grief without closure. Their search for answers is a testament to love and resilience. They have campaigned tirelessly for continued investigation. This human element is at the heart of the MH370 story. The faces of the passengers and crew, their stories, their interrupted lives, these are the true casualties. Their memory fuels the persistent global desire for resolution. The enigma of MH370 continues to provoke thought. It forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge. It challenges our assumptions about safety and security. It reminds us that some questions may never be fully answered. This can be a difficult truth to accept. The human spirit craves certainty, craves understanding. But sometimes we are left only with echoes and the space to reflect on what has been lost. The void is not just physical, but emotional and intellectual. As of 2025, the mystery endures. The vanishing echoes of Malaysian 370 resonate still. Of 239 souls who embarked on a journey and flew into an unknown that continues to grip the world. The search for answers will likely continue, driven by the enduring hope that one day the silence will be broken.